Gotta go. Girl talk.
Boom!
Hard in.
Hard
Hello.
in. Thank you, Alex. Hello, hello. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Gotham City tonight. I am Dole. I'm here with Alex. Alice is back. And we are here with a very special guest, AJ Locascio. How AJ?
Hello.
It's been like a year, I feel like, since you've last been on. But
Yeah.
but you've done a lot, and I can't wait to actually get into it. Because it's fall. We're now, well, it's not technically fall, but it's September. It's
Starting to feel like fall.
It's not here in LA. I feel like it's not. Also, my connection apparently is terrible. I'm sorry. I'm very laggy.
It's okay. We'll deal with the max headroom this
Elements of it. Yeah, I'll be shaking my head. Hopefully it fixes.
Yeah, I hope. Well, us too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Alice, welcome back. You've been busy. How are things?
Good. Yeah, the show I'm on currently is very busy, but I've managed to pop up to a couple like card shows for like Pokemon cards, and funnily enough, I went to a Pokemon card trade night, and I met some K-pop fans while they were there, and I traded Pokemon cards for fan-made K-pop merch, which I thought was so cute.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Do you have it on hand?
It's they made the cup noodles.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's sick.
Isn't that so cute?
That's
They
amazing.
made it's like an actual it's like full. I don't know if I would ever eat them, but they printed out. It was like a little fan made event, and so they just happened to be there when the Pokemon card trading night was on, and they were like, "We'll trade," and this little ducky.
Oh,
That's cool.
that is
I just
super
thought it was so cute.
Okay, that's awesome. Also, did you get any Pokemon cards?
Yeah, a few. I mean, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was like, I don't want to talk about how much money I spent on Pokemon cards, but of course I did. Of course I picked up a few.
Yeah, that's the key though. We talk about our pickups, but we never say what we paid. That's the
So right. You're so right.
That's the rule. Alex, dude, how's everything going in your neck of the woods?
Oh, everything's going great. It's busy. Just working on a lot of projects for old Mondo, and stuff is
No big
slowly
deal.
but surely shipping out to people, and I just watched Jonathan from Nostalgia Unboxed did a review of our Spike figure from Cowboy Bebop, and it's really fun, and he did an amazing job on it, and I highly recommend checking it out if anyone is so inclined.
Yeah, well, Johnny New Toys it's very he has high standards.
Yeah, he does.
They're almost unrealistic.
He's very thorough, like he really does like a deep dive. He really dissects, everything, and it's great. I love his reviews. They're great, and he's a great his posing is top notch, and his production value. So check out the video. It's awesome.
And he's funny.
Yeah,
he's like one of the funniest dudes.
Is the guy's name Johnny New Toys?
Well,
believe it or not, it's actually
Great name.
John E. New Toy.
He goes. His channel is called Nostalgia Unboxed, but there's nothing nostalgic about it because he only collects new toys. So
it's all like current anime figures and stuff.
And waifus and stuff. And so I started just calling him Johnny New Toys. Or depending on what his thumbnail looks like, I will call him Johnny Hentai. So it's like one or the other.
All right.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's say quick howdy to the chat. We'll get into some quick pickups, and then we're gonna talk some spoops, which I'm super stoked about. Video Power Gaming is here. Yes, special guest Gambit and the mighty Morphin Red Ranger. Dude, congratulations on that game as well.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a really fun, crazy, random thing to do. I was not expecting that, and Yeah, I also got to do Alpha 5 and Zordon, which I never thought would be a thing. So yeah, it was very, very fun. It's also, the game is such a fan creation in so many ways. Like, it's such a passion project. So for a bunch of us fans to get to voice characters was really crazy.
Yeah, it had a stellar voice cast. Like, it was funny when you guys would all do like group signings or like group panels or whatever. I'd be like, holy crap, they got like top tier. Like, they just went for it. It was
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. Stanley Eberhard is here. The Deadheads is here. Everyone be sure to go check out their vinyl record they put out for Pixel Dan, for Handsome Man.
Yeah.
Tony Johnson is here. Andrews, Gady's Toys, Tony Johnson, Duke Booty, the Professor of Ricketts, putting her squeeze on the leeway over at the Saskatoon Pickatang. Mr. Bionic Funk is here. Derek, good seeing you. Jack Knight 73, Chris Bobinski, Tech is here. Great name, goes well with Ryan Dole. It's Ryan Cole. I love it. Detroit
Evil.
David.
Or the good Ryan.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. He's the good twin. Detroit Dave is here. Luis Ballesteros, Holas desde Mexico, pre-ordered Silver Surfer, Feral, Beast, and Rachel. Probably gonna cancel Beast. Don't cancel.
I don't know. He looks good.
He
he
looks
looks
good.
good.
What's wrong with Beast?
Yeah, I'm
So.
curious too. I'm also unsure. The only man in my will, my benefactor, Mr. Matt Bush, is here as well. Harpo Quandrix. Whew, that's a big word for me. Thank you for being here. Oh, and I Can't See is also here. I think that's how you're supposed to say that. I think
Or
so.
maybe they're it's a cry for help.
Or maybe it's John
It's a
Cena.
code.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do that too. Kilgore Trout 7, Make Mine Marvel Legends, the King of Questions, King Panther is here as well. Sergeant Cosgrove, everyone at ease. Peak Obi-Wan is here as well. Thank you, everyone. There it is. I got it. First try, no warm-up. Awesome. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's get into a quick little bit of news. We all love animation here. We are big animation fans. Alice and I, this was our first San Diego Comic-Con that we went to this year. And one of the booths, I believe you bought something from them too, was Beast Kingdom. I bought a Donald Duck figure where he's dressed as a firefighter and is one of the most amazing toys I ever bought. It is one of my favorite things.
You should have gotten Mickey Mouse as well. You should have gotten the pair.
Well, that's okay, because now I'm going to have to buy a trio.
Oh.
There's a new one?
Oh.
Beast Kingdom is going to be doing K-pop Demon Hunters.
What? Wow. Interesting, because I saw the what do you call them? The pop figures that came out for K-pop Demon Hunters, and they're cute, but they're not really my style, And I'm like, this could be something, because if they did Derpy the Tiger, I might have to grab that.
Right? And I they didn't even say what they're necessarily making, because they do blind boxes too.
Yeah.
Right? Kingdom,
True.
so gonna be hard to say what they're gonna do. I'm still waiting.
Maybe
for
a firefighter variant.
Oh, can I get the firefighter Saja boys? That would be great. Again, I'm also waiting for Mondo to make their big announcement for Mondo squads. I'm just kind of waiting for it one day, right, Alex?
You told us not to do it, and so we're just following your advice.
That is a lie. You are a filthy liar. One of my pickups this weekend is actually from Alice. She made these acrylic figures from Dungeon Meshi.
Yeah, Delicious in Dungeon.
That's
Delicious
so
in
cool.
Dungeon.
Yeah.
And
You
it's got
got
the
the
little knife.
A little knife that you can take in and
That's cute.
Yeah, and there's like 6 of them, so each of them come with a different item, so you can pick and choose what item you want to like.
Yeah, he's thick, and there's like the back too. So he's.
Is that like lucite?
Yeah, Alex, you're gonna have to. I think it's just acrylic, Alex.
Acrylic.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, it's
okay.
just acrylic. They just paint a thing of plastic in the middle, and then they just cram it between acrylic, and there you go.
That's where did you get these made? How did you get these made?
You get them made by a factory in China
Okay,
where everything is made.
done and done. Kate, got it.
Very mysterious.
Yeah, I don't think you'd need a full laser print. Like, you need a laser machine to be able to cut out acrylic sheets, and it's like thick. So like, if you'd have to like, it would be tough to cut acrylic that thick like by yourself, or even locally, in Canada or in America.
I'd look into the lucite option myself.
What is lucite? Isn't that? It feels like
Yeah.
a kind of rock. isn't
Lucite?
it?
It's like, when you get something like preserved in like one of those like clear cubes.
I don't often do that. I don't have a lot of things I want to preserve.
I thought this was a
Oh.
known thing.
Oh no, that's very
I saw a
funny.
comment.
Oh,
Wow.
and
Alice.
Mondo.
Yeah.
I have one too.
Yeah, you look good in hats? What the?
Thank you. I kind of.
Oh, what?
why
Oh.
thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. have any hat.
Man. Do you have your?
I got
Yes! Yes! I was hoping you were gonna pull out Indy.
I got my girlfriend's Disneyland Indiana Jones hat that does not fit me at all. We have to work on the Indy ride, especially with the headphones. But this thing's like an ultra small. Oh,
Oh,
perfect.
well, don't wear it for too long.
Yeah, no, that sucks.
That's because it's the Chip from Rescue Rangers hat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's sized to a chipmunk too.
Yeah, now I'm gonna have to send you a hat, AJ. I think that's what that
Yeah,
means.
no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm just thrilled that there was a hat so close to me. There's one right outside our closet.
That's quite perfect.
That worked out well. Okay, my other pickup is based off one of my favorite video games I've been playing like a psycho for the past year. They just dropped the trailer for season 4 of the game. I don't know if anyone saw the teaser at all. Probably not, since I'm the only one that plays it here. They dropped a teaser of a card getting thrown and Hawkeye shooting it in the air. What the hell? But I bought the art of Marvel Rivals.
Nice.
I get asked about this game more than anything else in my life. It's people when I go to conventions, it's what did you think of Channing Tatum? Are you coming back for season 2? And are you going to be in Marvel Rivals? So this game haunts me.
Oh wow! Okay,
So
Are you going to be in
PTSD.
Marvel Rivals?
I have no idea. I'm waiting to. I mean, if Gambit shows up, I would love to be part of it. But yeah. I've been asked that hundreds of times at this point now, where people are like, "Is it good?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'll find out when you find out."
But it's this book is awesome. It breaks down all the
cool.
and they go through like the first 2 seasons of all the different costumes as well that you can get and unlock
that's
or
super cool.
buy, and then they have all the effects animation in there as well.
Oh, cool.
So
That's
they show up.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's Psylocke, right? I can't tell from here.
that is Psylocke.
It
Yeah,
can
yeah,
only
yeah.
be.
Hey,
It's a little blurry. For my internet connection is not great right now. So
yeah, it is. Hang on, let's hang on. Who's got a favorite character? Let's do Magneto. Everyone loves Magneto.
boo. You chose the one I don't care.
Yeah, the one you didn't want to pick,
No, yeah.
right? Yeah, but they did,
That's really cool.
and then they show off all the different moves and the animation and the art and the concepts for it. And they go through every character, so even Snow, Ice, Venom.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
They
I
released.
really don't know much about Rivals other than just what the question of are you going to be in it? That's all I know. And I know it's kind of like an Overwatch style game, right?
Oh, it's 100% an Overwatch style game. So it's like
Okay.
6v6 online chaos. I'm only
great.
saying chaos because Scarlet Witch turned out to be my main. Scarlet Witch, Thor, and Luna Snow, not the ones I expected, because I was like, I'm going to be the best Wolverine and it's going to be amazing. And then I tried Wolverine and I die instantly. I do
So
not.
funny.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay. I guess I won't be the best Wolverine. I'll just
Yeah.
be a Wolverine. So, but it's fun. It's a free game. And then it's just like anything else. You download it, you can play it for free, and then they get you hooked. And then you're like, I'm going to just start throwing money at it to buy these costumes. And
How to get you?
that's how they got me.
Seems fairly predatory.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome to gaming, Alex. That's how Fortnite gets people too. It is wild. Okay, that's it. Those are my pickups. Those are the things I wanted to bring up. AJ. So outside of doing like Power Rangers, you've been doing a ton of voice work. I've seen your Han Solo showing up in ads for Star Wars.
Oh
for
yeah,
Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny. You and I showed up in this same Star Wars ad.
What was were you in the not Build a Galaxy, it was the thing where fans were creating stuff? Were you in that?
Things where fans were creating stuff. So I had no idea that Lucasfilm even had coverage of me, but that was from 2017 Star Wars Celebration. And it was me as Luke Skywalker in the ceremony with my friends Joy.
That's crazy.
Leia and Mark as Chewbacca. And it was just like,
wait, what is this ad?
Yeah, I'm not tracking it down. I'll have to go back and we'll do it.
You are? What do you mean?
But it was really weird because it was like, oh, that's got to be AJ's Han Solo because I know you do the Lego Han.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, then I pop up and I was like, what is this? It's like it was
That's
so
crazy.
jarring.
I didn't recognize that you were in it. That's amazing. Yeah, no,
because I'm clean shaven. I have a full head of hair.
Like I wouldn't. Yeah.
No
hat.
No hat. Yeah, like it was wild. Like I didn't recognize me. I was like, someone else had to show me. And you also did something spectacular, which I love when people are able to do this. Alice does this. She writes, she creates, and so do you. Spoops.
Hey. Yay, Spoops.
Right? This was an absolute delight. I got mine already signed.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
was that the Romans? It must have been. I don't know if I've signed any, or was it when we were at
San Diego?
San Diego. Okay, my brain is slowly. I got incredibly sick after San Diego, so I feel like it wiped out most of my memories afterwards. Where, I've never been that sick in my life. I don't think, but hopefully you guys didn't get anything. It was horrible.
I got healthier.
Yeah,
I felt stronger than ever.
Stronger. Yeah. You pulled out some of my essence and
well, I mean,
I became weaker. Yeah.
I was hoping you wouldn't find out. Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. Maybe it was the Airbnb. They were just injecting us with stuff in our sleep we didn't know.
Yeah. But thank you. Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's out. I hid a copy over here. My booth is currently in a state of disrepair because we're moving, thankfully. So I don't have my usual toys and stuff up here. But it took 6 years to get this done. So
wow.
The pandemic did not help. We're trying to write a kid's book and then having a pandemic happen, and also there was just the publishing industry is very fickle. Like trying to make something that falls in line with what they're currently looking for is impossible. Like at the time that I was doing it, they were like, could you make this more political? And I'm like, what? And that was something I got across the board. Like, can you make it 300 words? And also, is there any sort of political stuff or like, and I was like, this is not that book.
Wow.
Yeah, there was like a lot of really weird, they wanted it to be, and it was a note I got often enough to be like, something's going on. They wanted more political messaging, not political, but like social issues and stuff. And I was like, this is a Halloween book. I was like, I don't have anything for that right now.
Make Halloween political.
I know. I was like, this is not my thing. Or at least not in this context. It would be inappropriate. But yeah, so it was a hard journey.
Yeah. I bet.
Could you maybe so for those watching who may not be aware of Spoops, like could you kind of take us through like the journey of Spoops, like because I didn't realize that you were working on this book for so long, so how did it all? What's the timeline here, basically?
So it actually, there they are. It started as little sculptures that I made. The pumpkin at the top left was the first one I made, along with a little skeleton that is now hidden away in an archive, and some others. And I just made them for fun. And I, a little while after making them, I put them up online just as like, sometimes I like to sculpt. There was no real thought behind it other than I just made these little guys for fun because I couldn't make decorations. I don't have the space to create giant decorations. So this was my way of like decorating. And the show Voltron kind of blew up, and people started combing through my Instagram and just like grabbing things and putting them on Tumblr, and that sort of drew attention to the Spoops, who didn't have a name at the time, and people were like, "How do I buy these?" And I was like, "I don't know." Just like, I only made one, and it got to be so much that I was like, "All right, I'll try casting these." So I cast them, and I think the first run was like 13, and those sold out really quick. And then I tried 30, and those sold out, and then I did 100, and those sold out. I was like, "Okay, this is interesting." So then people started asking about them, like, "What are they called? What's the story behind them?" And people kept saying that they were very spoopy, which was a word I was unaware of. And so that got shortened to me calling them spoops. And that just kind of stuck. And then from there, I just started making, I was like, I don't know, what is this? And so I started making more things that I like a spooky cat and the candy apples and you know, things that felt Halloween-y. And then it kind of blossomed into them becoming the little spirits of Halloween, which was not my original intention. It was just something that I liked, but enough parents and children were asking me, what are these, that I had to come up with some kind of lore and not just be like, I don't know, fun little things. But that kind of sparked the idea of a couple of my friends, and I always say this, and I don't even know if it's true at this point, but Josh Keaton, who is Shiro on Voltron and who's done a ton of voiceover, he was the one that most vocally was like, dude, you got to turn this into something. You got to make this a book or something. And I was like, all right. So he sticks out in my head as being one of the main ones that pushed me to do this. And that was, in like 2018. So I just started, I think it was the day after Halloween, like writing out what could a Spoops book be. And it took a while to figure out. I mean, it took me about a year on and off of like messing around to make it into the story that it is. And then from there, the hard part was then getting it to an agent and a publisher and all that understood it. And that was a treacherous journey. It wasn't a straight shot. It's not like, oh, I got an agent and they pitched it and it went to a publisher. It was a really wacky experience where I got it without an agent, and it wound up having to leave a publisher after a year and a half and all this crazy stuff. And obviously the pandemic, and then landed at Top Shelf and IDW. And so thankfully it's finally out. I never thought I'd see the day. So it was a very, very long journey.
When you first took it out, did you have it as sort of like an outline, or had you like a full manuscript sort of thing?
Yeah, I had written the majority of it. There were some little bits and pieces that have since been tweaked, you know, where like, oh, okay, what if the parents do this instead of this towards the end of the story? But like overall, it was written out almost entirely. And I had hired Lori Conley, who does the art, to do some concept art because I love the George Lucas approach of like, people don't know how to visualize things.
Yeah.
If you just say they're the little spirits of Halloween and you don't have an illustrator attached already, you're going to get someone who does like cheap flash animation who just, you know, this is not their passion. So I was like, I'm getting Lori in the ground floor, and she went through a lot of this with me, where it was like the agent and then the first publisher that didn't work out and like all the ups and downs. So I felt bad dragging her through this, but then when we finally got the go ahead from IDW, I was like, okay, you know, go. But yeah, I basically hired her or paid her to do some concept art, and she did these like lovely spreads that are similar to what's in the book, like the spoops hatching out of the pumpkins. And there's a thing where the character Holly is like giving out the flying pumpkins and stuff like that to kind of illustrate, this is the vibe I want and this is the illustrator I want. So I had her, I wouldn't say attached like legally, but I had her in at the beginning to be like, this is the vibe. Because yeah, I've heard a lot of horror stories of people being like, I wrote a kid's book, and then they have an illustrator that just doesn't work for them. And yeah.
her art is absolutely perfect for the project. Like it really, like, it gives this book like a kind of timeless quality. I think like it feels like, you know, like the seminal Halloween story that has like always been, even though it's a brand new book. Like you know, so how did you just, you know, find her in the first place?
Well, first of all, thank you. That was the hope. Is I was like, I want to make this feel like something out of time, like something that we had as a child, but isn't. You know, it could fit in with that, but didn't really exist, and which is hard because a lot of the people in publishing didn't want that. You know, I was told like nobody wants a Dr. Seuss style book. Nobody wants something that's this length. You know, like no, because it's 70 pages ish, and which is long for a picture book, but too short for a chapter book. So it's in a weird in between, but I literally just counted the amount of words in Dr. Seuss or like Cat in the Hat and the Grinch and went, that's what I want. And so it was a struggle. But for her, I just found her online. I don't remember how it began, but I just stumbled on her stuff. I've always been looking for an artist sort of like this because I have ideas that I've wanted to have illustrated for different projects and stuff outside of Spoops that I'm always sort of looking for someone that fell into this. I don't know how to describe it, but this sort of like Maurice Sendak, Little Bear, Beatrix Potter kind of vibe that I don't see around anymore. And so when I saw her stuff, I was like, oh my God. And she loves Halloween. So it all kind of just congealed into this, congealed is not the right word. Coalesced. It became this gelatinous blob. But when I saw her stuff, I was just like, oh my God, her stuff is perfect. I need to write something that hopefully is worthy of her drawing. And kind of, slid into her DMs early. And I was like, hey, could you do can I commission you to do an early drawing of these things called Spoops? And the first drawing she did was delightful, but like wildly different than how they look now, where they had like little arms and it was very freaky. But we sort of started our relationship early with just like trying out little sketches. And then I asked, can I hire you to do concept art? So this is, probably 2017, I think is when that first started before I even had really an idea for the book. So it's been in the works for a long time. It is like I keep saying, it is a process.
Yeah.
Was there?
Nope. Go for it. Yep.
Go ahead, Hal. Sorry.
I was gonna be like, was there like anything that you had to change or like take out or anything like that because of, you were saying, all these like agents and companies and things like that giving all this feedback, or has it pretty much stayed true to exactly what you originally wanted?
Well, that's the problem is in the original the first agent I have, it started off, it was like 2,100 words, which I think is like to the number Cat in the Hat, which is what I was like, I want it to be this length. That's a vibe. And they were like, this is way too long, make it 300. So I did a draft that was 300 and I absolutely hated it. I was like, this is garbage. It's just basically like the back of the book version. And so there were things like, oh, can you cut the parents out of the story? And I'm like, no. Like there were so many things that people wanted. Yeah, so I kept getting that from different people. And actually the reason I decided so I left that agent mostly because she was like, I don't know what to do with this. And I was like, okay, no worries. And so we parted on good terms. She was great. But then I found this publisher who, again, I was with them for 1.5 years, and they kind of wanted to mess with stuff. At first, it started off where they were like, this is great, we love it. And then we were like a couple days before like signing the contract to actually like commit to start doing this. And I got these notes from someone that they had hired that was like, get rid of the parents, get rid of this, don't have her do this, make it one spoop, make it this. And I literally was just like, you know what? We're done. And I was so anxious about getting this published. I had to send the message. I was like, this is my last, I forget. It was something really crazy where I was like, this is my last communication with you. Like, you don't get it. I'm done here. And so I was like really angry because I was like, you guys don't get it. And then thankfully, when I got in touch with someone over at IDW, they immediately were like, yep, this is great, let's go. And so there wasn't anything. It was actually a little scary how supportive IDW and what's it called, Top Shelf was, where the guy Chris, I kept being like, can I add a page? And he's like, yeah, add as many pages as you want. I was like, really? So he just, because there were certain things where I was like, I don't want a slip cover. I hate slip covers. I want it to be this like hard Dr. Seuss cardboard thing. Like I want it to be matte, and he was like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, can it be limited colors? And there was like, okay. And I was like, oh my God. So he just let me kind of do, because that was the thing too, is like people were really turned off by like the fact that the color palette is like orange and I don't know if you can see it, like orange and white, and like that was the thing that people really disliked. Like the publishers were like, it's got to be full color, and and I was just like,
that's crazy.
You get that feedback a lot with webtoons as well. They'll be like, we'll sign your contract, like your comic on, but you have to fully color it. That's a note that gets
interesting.
Sent out all the time on webtoons as well.
There's all these weird like imaginary rules. I mean, we see it all the time in film and stuff where people are like, it's funny talking about K-pop Demon Hunter, which I didn't know you worked on. It's incredible. I want to know more about that now. But the lesson people are going to take away from this is now everything has to be K-pop. And it's like, no. They told a great story with great characters. That's what everyone needs to do. But like these people get these imaginary ideas stuck in their head that like, oh, that's the way to success. And so for them, there's just these people who don't make stuff, who are making these decisions, who are just like, we can't have not full color. That doesn't compute. And all the weird little choices they decide to make based on some random stat. But yeah. K-pop Demon Hunter is phenomenal, by the way. I watched it for the first time last week, and it's like I can't stop listening to the sound. It's hard for me. I'm always the last one to adopt things when it comes to like media, and my friends are like, "You have to watch this," and so we screened it together, and I was like, "This is one of the best things I've seen in years." Yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. Who was your favorite character? Did you have one?
Who's my favorite character? Oh, I can't remember her name, but the chaotic with the bangs,
Zoe.
Yeah, the smaller, cute one. She was my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I loved everyone, which I don't usually feel in most movies. Yeah, it was brilliant.
It's so good. And we'll go back. We're gonna do Spoops
first. Asked me a totally different question, and I was like, K-pop Demon Hunter is phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll go back to K-pop. We'll absolutely do some K-pop talk. First, I just want to give a shout out to a couple of people in the chat here. We got another amazing artist, Sebastian Gomez, is here. He's doing stuff with there with Mondo and the Goofy movie. He's doing the figures for those. I don't know if you saw those, AJ.
That's amazing. I have not seen it.
Yeah, they are.
Talk about a good soundtrack too.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah. When I was talking to one of my friends about K-pop Demon Hunter, I was saying like there's so few movies where this it's not just normal K-pop music in K-pop or Demon Hunter. There's an elevation to it that and I specifically referred to a Goofy movie where there's a specific epicness because it's for a film that elevates the normal song to this like insane level. Like Eye to Eye is no one would release that. It's insane. But anyway, sorry. Love Goofy movie.
So good. Yeah, they're incredible. And Chamba is here as well. He's giving you a shout out. He's an amazing artist as well, by the way. The illustrations in this book look fantastic. Love the limited palette.
Thank you. Lori's
I'm so glad you stuck with that. Yeah. It makes the hatching pop so much better when it's a limited palette,
I agree. And there's something to the limited colors. I was on a podcast and I've said this in different ways, but when you can project yourself a little bit into the book, it's not too well defined. I think as a kid, that's very comforting, where some of my favorite books were very sketchy and open and broad, and you can imagine things around it as opposed to being like if something's fully rendered. I love Lori nailed it. She's brilliant, but there's a vagueness to it as well that allows you to sort of imagine like this could be my town. It's not completely crystal clear.
It's that kind of Dr. Seuss element brought in. Which speaking of, also it cannot be understated how impressive the rhymes.
Oh, thank you.
The whole book it's all it's a poem, right? So those are incredibly impressive. That must have been a challenge, or does that just kind of come naturally to you, or did you get to have moments where you're just like, why did I decide to make it rhyme?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not. There's no trick to it, or there's no shortcut to it. I don't know how people did it back in the day where you couldn't just Google word that rhymes with this. I mean, I know there's rhyming thesauruses, which I have as well. But that was a challenge, especially there's only like one way you can only rhyme Halloween with something else so many times. And so finding something that fits the cadence, and the word Halloween is very long, so when you use it, you're using up all your syllables, and it's it was a choice, but to me that's what's charming, is I want it to sound rhythmically pleasing when you're reading it out loud. And there's even things like I didn't necessarily keep to a specific meter, because to me the musicality of it being read out loud was more important than hitting a da 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 da. So there was all sorts of weird stuff going on, which one person I think on Goodreads was like, the meter's all over the place, and I was like, yeah, I know, read it out loud. It's
whatever, nerd.
I'm not worried about that, but it's thank you. Yeah, it was really difficult. It was a challenge.
But it's effortless. It doesn't feel forced the way it just has a natural flow, and it's just like it's purely charming. And not showy, right?
Thank
you so much. This is gonna sound super corny. I read this on the flight back from San Diego, And it's funny that you're talking about how it rhymes, and this is a book meant to be read out loud. I didn't start reading it out loud, but it was funny enough. I could hear my parents' voice when I was reading.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And it felt like this is a warm blanket book. This is the best way to put it.
Yay.
Because it doesn't make me feel nostalgic so much as I feel at home.
Oh,
and I don't know how else to put that. Yeah, and it's
yeah, I mean that was the hope, is that it would just be comfy and safe. And I Halloween, there's so many different colors and shades to Halloween, where there's the horror element where it's like, would you like to see someone get ripped in half? You can go see that. But then there's also the cozy side, where there's a warmth and a creativity, and for me, that's where I come from. Is I enjoy horror films and stuff too, but like, I just wanted it to feel comfortable, and especially having it be about a relationship essentially with a little girl and her parents, and them eye to eye, not to reference Goofy movie again, but also not having it be. There's also something too. I love the fact that, like, the Cat in the Hat, the parents go away, and in all great child books, the parents disappear for a while. Like, I didn't want it to be a story where they're experiencing something together, so I had to make sure to get them out. But there's I don't know. I'm rambling, but thank you. I'm glad it was kind
of there's a sweetness to, like, that she also, like, her parents tell her to stay in, and she stays in. Like, it's like she's a good kid. Like, of course she's gonna, like, her parents are gonna set. It's like the book has, like, a kid's rules, like.
Thank you. That was the hard. Have a happy Halloween and not break her parents' rules, like giving out pumpkins instead of candy, and she doesn't leave the property. She stays there. There's a lot of things that I had to sort of, like, check boxes. There is the one thing I had to maybe fight a little bit was she lights a candle for her pumpkin, and, like, there was a couple of people that were like, I don't know if parents are gonna be okay with that, and I was like, we just don't show it. It's implied.
Imitatable acts.
Yep.
This is why we got a Herbie instead of a Human Torch.
This is talking about the parents in this book. I don't think you have this book without the parents, which blows my mind that was a early note.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Because it blew my, like, because when you said that, I was like, but they're key to this story.
Like the heart of the story.
Yeah.
And that's why I freaked out and done here. Is I was like, with that, I was like, what are you talking about? Where's the story then? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But thank you. Yeah, I thought that was an insane note, and it's what made me go, I'm pulling the ripcord and I'm going someplace else. If that's the note that you're like. The worst part was, like, the CEO or whatever was like, I agree with all these notes. And it was someone else that I'd never talked to before. And I was like, you know what? I'm out.
So the right instincts.
Which is really hard when you want to make something. You think no one will ever pick this up or love this. And it was making this book was full of all of those, like, hard decisions that you have to do to try to get something to be somewhat close to what you want it to be.
Yeah. And it's got a good message too. Like, at the end of the book, it's the parents accepting their daughter for who she is.
Right. Thank you. Yay.
Right. And it's like, and I know that wasn't meant to be, like, political or social political or whatever, but I mean, that's still a strong message regardless of, because sometimes, when you're into something and your parents don't get it, it sucks. you know, and then because that was me with comics. Like, when I first started reading comics, my parents didn't get it. They were worried. They didn't understand. And it was my teachers that had to be like, he's reading. Right. That's his pastime. And then the moment they changed the perspective, it was like, let's take him to the comic shop every weekend. Let's, it was, that was it.
I mean, that's what, as a kid with severe ADHD and all kinds of other undiagnosed things, I'm sure, I would be obsessed over the most. I mean, you guys look at your rooms. We'd get hyperfixated on things, like, you become obsessed with something, and then your parents are like, this is weird and I don't get it. And so there is a lot of that projection into the book of, like, this is what I wish my parents had done at a certain point. Now, as they're older, they've figured certain things out, and they're like, oh, okay, he found a way to turn his love for Han Solo or whatever, or Halloween, into something productive. But when you're 9 or whatever, or 15, and you're still collecting action figures and stuff, they're like, oh no, this kid's gonna live on his own, or it's be homeless with a bunch of toys. And yeah, trying to get the parents to be able to see that her obsession is valid and that there's value in it, and not do it in a way that was preachy or annoying is a challenge. But that was important to me to convey, because it's not just about these cute little characters. It's like there's hopefully an entire round message that makes the story worthwhile and isn't just like one fun night and then it's done.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I appreciate that it is like it's called Spoops, but it's really about this Holly, the girl and her parents. Like the heart of the book, the story of the book. The Spoops play a role, but it's not really. It exists on its own. You're invested in that story, and then the Spoops show up, and you're like, oh right, yeah, the Spoops are gonna. That's awesome. That's great. But so was that like, because I know that this project kind of began with like, well, thinking about like this came out of the Spoops that you were creating, but was this story sort of like what came out fully formed, or like how did you kind of arrive at this story of the girl and her parents?
I mean, it was brute force. I feel like all things I make, like even when I sculpt, it's brute force. I'm not sculpting based on some knowledge set that I have. It's just, does it look like the thing? And it's the same thing with this story, where I was like, okay, I have Spoops as a concept, and then I was like, what do I do with this? Because there's the easy route where it's just like, well, it's just one fun night with the Spoops. It's 13 nights till Halloween, and on one night they do this. And like, I went through all those different iterations, and it just was nothing. It all felt really hollow. And it wasn't until I sort of was like, well, what does Halloween mean to me? Like, what is the root of Halloween? Like, what is my connection to it? And my sort of fear, which is this recurring fear that I'm going to miss Halloween. Like when I was a kid, I was so worried about, my parents were very like germophobic and harsh when it came to getting sick. And so if you got sick, they'd be like, well, you're going to ruin our vacation or whatever it is. And so I was very afraid I'd get sick on Halloween. And so that was this thing. I'd always get worried before Halloween, like, oh God, I hope I don't get sick and I don't get to go trick or treating. And so it was this constant fear that I had. And so I was like, well, like what if I didn't get to celebrate Halloween? And then what is and there's only so many avenues you could take within a kid's book and have it be, acceptable to have parents who are like, you cannot celebrate Halloween for one reason or another. And then dentist was the easiest route, or the most, the safest route. I couldn't do, someone that had specific beliefs that didn't coincide with Halloween, or that I was like, that's way too messy for a kid's book. So
it's great though. You just immediately you're like, oh yeah, dentist, of course, right?
It seemed to make
perfectly logical reason why.
Yeah. Yep. There's not too many safe versions of that you can do in a kid's book. Like it can't. Yeah, I know. And I explored all of them, and I was like, well, I want people to read this. I don't want to make it too harsh or weird, like Carrie's mom or something. You can't do that. So that would be really rough.
Yeah. No, this is, and it's funny because this all came from just you sculpting little figures. I want to get into those for a little bit because you posted, or whoever posted on the Spoops Instagram.
It's me. The Spoops Instagram is me.
Okay.
It's just one guy, and he's here.
Yeah. And you're doing a vote for which ones to get made. So everyone, if you're not following the Spoops on Instagram, the link is down below in the description. I put it on there so everyone can go and click on there, and you guys can vote for which ones you'd like to see get made this year. And you do give everyone the fair warning. This takes a long time. This is not a pre-order that you get 2 weeks and after you order. This is a fully handcrafted figurine.
Yeah, it is a half a year at least to get these out. And it's like, and it all depends on what's going on. Like the LA fires happened this year. And so that cut into, and plus I've been traveling for conventions and stuff. And like all of that cuts into how much time I can dedicate to making them. Plus my regular job of doing voiceover. So it's like, there's so many other things, and writing. There's a lot of other things that are going on at once. So it's like, I do these at night, basically when I have downtime, and downtime is it's not really downtime. I'm working, but, it is something that I do when other things aren't going on. So yeah, I think the longest it's taken is 6 months. But and which Etsy doesn't like. Etsy does not is not okay with pre-orders. After 90 days, they send out a mass email saying your stuff is on its way, and then I have hundreds of people saying, "Oh, yay!" And I'm like, no. So but yeah, I appreciate you warning people and telling people they can go vote on one of the posts. There has where it's like scrolling by,
Right.
People are voting, and I would say it's a soft vote. It gives me an idea of which ones people want, but also I have to take into consideration which ones are manageable for me to make, because there's some that are just too complicated, or I can't make with a bunch of others, so I have to limit them.
Right.
But yeah, the pumpkin is one I'll definitely be doing this year because they're the star of the book. So I've sort of retooled that one this year to be a little more updated and a little happier. And but I'm still figuring out what the other ones are going to be. And that pre-order should open in October, but the spoops won't show up until they're fully done with Halloween. So
Until they're fully hatched.
May. Yeah, in like May. It's crazy how long it takes because they're all hand painted. There's no shortcut to this. It's all handmade. I clean them all. I sculpt them all, but now I finally have someone that can help me cast them in their garage. So I've had friends and stuff be like, yeah, I could do like a production line of casting, and it's still one person making molds. Like I'll send molds too sometimes. It's a lot. It's a lot of work.
No, these are
which spoop takes the longest? Do you know?
Unfortunately, probably the pumpkin, which is the one I'm doing this year.
Yeah.
Just star of the book.
Yeah, there's so much to the pumpkin, and there's so many layers that no one will ever know about, where it's like, okay, a dry brush of this, and then I have to do the dark, like the crevices, and then the mouth and the eyes take so long, and it's the candy corn was difficult too. The one on the right in the second row, because having to mask that each one off and then making sure that the paint looked perfect. This is hard. But then the cat also, funny enough, despite how easy it looks, I retired the cat because I was like, I cannot do these eyes anymore. I'm going to like lose my mind. So the cat is retired for the time being because painting orange over black, and then also the way I had originally sculpted it, just getting those eyes to not have bubbles in them and texture. I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. The cat is retired. Anything that's dry brushed is a relief. Like if it's just the bat is pretty simple for me because it's mostly dry brush, and then it gets shiny eyes and a nose. But they're all difficult in their own weird way. I would say the cauldron was also a nightmare because getting the bright paint, and I'm hand painting it. It's not, being sprayed. And I also really dislike doing the like layer of white and then doing the bright. So it was very difficult. If I did that one again, I would want to cast all the green and make them separate pieces that click in. But
right, is that the same for the candy apples then?
The candy apples are actually pretty easy. For whatever reason, they're very satisfying for me to do. I actually like doing those a lot. And the green, because it's an apple and it's not a neon color, it works for whatever. And also it's not over, I guess I don't know. It seems to work well over the caramel color for some strange reason.
Yeah, I want these as actual treats.
I do
Like,
too.
Yeah, cute.
Yeah.
Saying that they want to eat the acorn because it looks like chocolate, and I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, I like these ones, and I love the ghost, the candy corn ghost. I love it so much.
Thank you. It's that's one that I'll be doing this year probably, because that one people really seem to like, and that one's also interesting because it's cast in different layers, so it's not painted. It's like yellow, and so that's a process.
Oh wow! Oh, that's interesting. I did not. Yeah, that's cool.
The whole timing thing that it's difficult, and all the original ones I cast all on my own, and thankfully I think this time I'll have a friend helping me, so I won't be doing all of them on my own. But it's like, okay, 60 seconds, and then you pour it, and then you go, okay, but this layer is hot, so you got to pour it. It's like it's very, very weird, and then obviously they don't all come out perfect, and I don't want to send one to someone where it's like there's like white resin going up its face, or
it's your own potion class, right?
It really is. It's probably taking years off my life, but yes. We all got real quiet. Okay, yeah. We all went, and then got quiet.
Did Ryan cut out? Is he still there?
I'm still here. Hello.
No,
Ryan may be gone.
Oh, Ryan disappeared. Okay, I was like, something happened.
That's why we were like waiting for him to say something, and then he said nothing, and we all floundered because.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm back. I also heard everyone like go like robot, and I was like, oh no.
It's at least
But yeah,
yeah.
it's like I'm still doing it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can
semi
hear
back.
you a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. But yeah,
So
everyone makes
Spoops,
sense.
semi-back?
Spoops
Okay.
are,
Oh, go for the acorn. I want the acorn to come back.
Okay. I maybe have some secret acorn stashed away, so just let me know. I try to keep a secret archive for friends, which is I know people watching this are like, what? Probably, but I have a stash that I keep for people that I know just in case, because that I also just feel kind of weirdly insecure if I don't have a stash of them. I don't like being like, well, I've got none of those left, so I will always keep a certain number around just in case. Which is just a weird mental thing, is I don't like being like, well, I've got none of those. Because you never know when someone's like, I need this for something. And I'm like, okay.
True.
You should have them on you at all times.
Yeah, strap them to my body in a baby
You
Bjorn.
earned a spoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the what do they call it? The Boy
Bandolier?
Scout
Oh,
but it's
yeah. It's patches, but yeah.
pinned onto the whole
Oh,
thing.
that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Like a Chewbacca bandolier.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to also give you props on some of the sculpting on some of this.
Oh, thank you.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's fantastic sculpt. You're a very talented sculptor for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Coming from you guys, that's a huge deal. I also there are certain ones that I'm like, oh, cool. All right. I started to figure it out. Like on the bat and the owl, I'm like, oh, okay. And the raven, but there are earlier ones where I'm like, oh, this sculpting.
Oh,
I guess is good. But I will retool. I'll go back and retool some, like the Reaper one. I went and fixed his face and made it a little softer and cleaner, and also made it so that I could snap the face in and out instead of having to cast it entirely white and then paint black. That was a whole thing.
right.
But thank you. Yeah, I spend a lot of time in the mirror with them, making sure that they're, instead of digitally sculpting like a normal person, I spend time going, are the eyes proportionate, and flipping them, and yeah.
Oh wow, because the fabric on the ghosts looks really good.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying. I was just going over one of the sculpts now, going, do I have time to fix this before I need to start casting these or making mold? So
Yeah, no, these are great. I would love this would be like a ridiculous task, and it'd probably cost like $300 to do. So you could charge $500 for it if you wanted to.
okay.
But you should do a Spoops advent calendar.
Oh my God,
Oh,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
It
for
was-
October.
Yeah, it would take
Right?
so long.
It would take so long, but it'd be fun to have them hatch out of the thing. Like it's just like, sorry,
I
my
would
my
love that
marketing
in
brain.
theory. No, yeah, I would have to make 31 of them, which there isn't. There is technically probably that many, like in my back catalog of like secret spoops I'm working on, but like, and I think there's only 25 of them, so it'd have to be the 13 days of Halloween or something.
That still works. 13
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
works. But it would still be a lot of like it'd be so much
Oh,
time.
it'd be insane. I'd be
Yeah.
like, here's please. Yeah, no, I there's no amount of money could get me through that. Also, building whatever the custom thing would be is
Well,
very...
you get see, I'm already thinking in my head, right? I'm already visualizing what it would look like. Where you have Lori do the art for it, and it
Yep.
has it's just black and white, it's orange,
Oh my God, it'd be
Right?
amazing. Yeah.
and then it's just like these little pumpkins that you just open up, and that's your spoop.
All right, so
Or-
Ryan's the
Candy
master of
themed.
merchandising.
It's candy themed. You can make it like a little chocolate box, like the ones that have them
I'm
each in
in.
their own little thing,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's like, oh, you open one, but inside the spoop, we're
And
brainstorming.
they're all
here.
edible.
Yeah.
It's actually fully out of chocolate.
Yeah.
I am with Alice on this. I think you should do it where it's 13. You do your 13 days of Halloween. They're all chocolate except for one. And then one of them is a figure.
Yeah. Get a lot of complaints from dentists. It all loops back of just
Yeah,
like, my child broke their tooth on this
Dentists
resin.
and parents.
Yeah.
Well, just you have a warning in there. It'll say it'll be well,
One will kill you. That's great.
I guess
won't
it-
tell you which one.
I
Yeah.
kind of forgot that United States is the country that banned Kinder Surprise eggs, so maybe it's not the best idea.
Oh yeah, I forgot. That's
Yeah.
why they're so lame now.
Yeah.
Yeah, where it's like, no, the
Yeah.
candy's in a separate department. I used to love the Wonder
Mhm.
Balls as a kid. Did you have like the where they were like Disney figures inside a shell of chocolate? I was obsessed with those. Came out around the time Hercules came out, and I had just a whole bunch of tiny figures. But yeah, now you can't do that.
Wow,
I
I
mean,
didn't see. We didn't get the Disney ones up in Canada.
Oh,
They were pretty. It was they had the who do what do you do with a Wonder Ball? It was like one of those doo-wop
Whoa.
songs. Yeah, who knows what surprises the
jingle.
Wonder Ball will hide.
Wow,
it
that's
was-
awesome.
It was a whole thing, and I remember seeing them like Walmart and going, "Mom, I need these," and Mom being like, "Why do you want an $8 chocolate ball?"
Yeah.
And,
joke.
yeah,
Yeah, have you not seen the catchy commercial, Mom?
yeah. They got a whole doo-wop song. So.
Yeah. No, these are awesome, and I like
Thank
this is again these are like I feel like when I first saw these, I was like it took me back again, like when you feel like when you're a kid going into Hallmark, when it's October, like and you would see like their shelves filled with like these little PVC Halloween characters and all that. Like that's what this it just takes. Like these are just like I said, these are comfort food for
Thank
toys.
you. I'm just making them so I feel comfortable. So it's crazy to me that other people connect with them because it's a thing that I do just to satiate whatever the weird need for nostalgia and like cute things is. So yeah.
Yeah, and
Thank you.
it's part of the that's part of Halloween, like you said. Like it's like there is the the slasher horror of part of Halloween, which I think is just as important.
Right.
And I think that's super fun to overcome your fears and face these monsters in the streets. And at the same time, it's like there's so much cute that comes with Halloween, and it's just spooky fun.
Yeah.
Spoopy.
Spoopy.
Yeah, that's the
Spoopy
word.
fun. Yeah.
I feel like the demand for spoops figurines may go way up with this book's release.
I've noticed they've gotten a few more followers and stuff and I'm a little concerned because I'm honored and it's awesome, but like I'll be watching when I hit go on the pre-order to see if it becomes too high and I start to get panicky, I will be like, all right, it's done, it's closed, which is annoying for people that want them, but also the reality of what my life will be if I sell too many of them. It would be nightmarish for me.
I'd love to see some limited edition like black, white, and orange colorways.
I've done that by accident with some of them, and I would love that. Where sometimes I have like castings where it's like, oh, it's a white pumpkin, and I'll do like a wash of just black or orange. And I'm like, God, it looks so cool. I would not be opposed to that. And also, blind box spoops is. I would feel guilty, but it is something I've definitely considered just for ease of having to slot in all the different, but because of who I am, I would want to make sure that each blind box different spoops. If someone was like, I bought 10 blind boxes, I'd be like, well, I got to make sure they're all different inside.
Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome. Chris Bobinski's got it. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I was.
Yeah. It's all good. Chris Bobinski, would you ever pitch it as an animated special or miniseries?
Yeah, I would love to. If anyone would have it, I'm happy to. I've people bring that up a lot, and I'm like, yep. If anyone wants it, I would love to do that. It's just a matter of time, and if someone actually wants to do that, I'm totally open because it was written obviously with the idea of a Halloween special in mind, because that's kind of what. We used to get those mini, like the Great Pumpkin is one of the best examples ever of just something that's small and bite-sized and cute, that it's not a huge story. It's just a little fun, sweet thing. It's not an epic film. And that's what I was going for with this as an homage to not just books, but the Halloween specials of yore, or like the Halloween tree, which is way more epic and depressing. But if you haven't read the Halloween tree, it is a dark story, but a fun little thing that would pop up every once in a while on like ABC.
That is I remember all of those.
The book it gives me, it's how the Grinch Stole Christmas for Halloween to me. Like it has that like it's like it's about the spirit of Halloween, like the spirit of the holiday. Like it's a rare kind of feel good Halloween story that doesn't like lean into the horror elements or whatever. And yeah, I think like you can't read it and not think about like how great it would be to see as a full special. Like
I would love that, especially if somehow they can capture Laurie's art. That would be the dream.
Yeah.
Because I don't see too many things anymore that, nothing's hand drawn at all anymore. The only exception I would make is if someone was like, if Leica was like, can we turn this into a thing?
Oh yeah.
Animation, I'd be like, oh my god, please. Yeah.
I had that thought too. I was like, stop motion. That would be amazing.
You see how the three of us, you said Leica, the three of us all just went like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
we all just lit
nobody
right up.
makes stuff like them. It's they're the only ones that are really carrying that torch anymore. It's pretty wild that nobody else,
I mean,
other than
they don't make money from
the stuff, but
but they don't make money from their films either.
What?
They're completely subsidized. I don't know if you guys know this. They're subsidized by Nike because the guy who owns Leica, his dad is some big shot in Nike.
Phil Knight.
So they get a lot of Nike collabs, like the shoes that come out that drop with the films. And that's why they're kind of the only ones around, is because they're like subsidized by a bigger company. Most studios can't survive just off of the films themselves, which is crazy to me because they do such good films, and I feel like they're so popular, and I don't understand how it's not more viable.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I guess it does take them so long to make one of those that it's like, well, it took us 6 years to make. The last few films they've done, I feel like didn't really catch the zeitgeist. So it's been like, I liked Kubo but I don't remember some of the other ones that they've done. Like Coraline is the one that I remember the most, and that was like 15 years ago now or longer. So.
Well, and Henry Selick, he did that Netflix special. Not so like he's doing stop motion. There's avenues,
Well, I'm open to it if someone wants to sink a bunch of money that apparently will make them no money into a film. Nike
this one will make money, guys. Whoever's watching, this one will make money.
That is crazy. Yeah, and I think the other thing with 2D as well is that and I think Alice could probably confirm this as well. There's just not a lot of people are only trained on a certain level with 2D, and then it just kind of stops.
Right.
And it's kind of like, here's your basics, so that you understand the basics of animation and how it works. Now, here's your Maya.
Right.
And I think that's Alice. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of focus these days on like hitting the quota, hitting the deadline, and efficiency. And so there's just not a lot of room for artists to really stretch those creative limbs and like get the chance to use those creative muscles in like the commercial space, And so you start to get into that habit of creating work that is with efficiency in mind and with deadlines in mind and with a brief in mind, and when they go, all right, now you get free reign to do this really cool project, they're like, well, we don't really have practice in that anymore. We don't really do that anymore. And it's hard to break those habits. So yeah, they don't really get made these days anymore.
That's so sad. Yeah. It's funny because K-pop Demon Hunter feels like the opposite of that, where it's like the boarding is so fun and like watching, there's every moment of that is, it's funny because it's not shot like an animation. It's shot like a film, but with really tight boarding in mind, like every bit of blocking and all that stuff. The board artists go nuts in a way that you don't see a lot. Like, anyway. Also, what did you do on the movie?
Let's get into it.
I don't have a crazy amount of time left and I'm sorry, but I want to know more about this because now I'm a big fan of the movie since a week ago.
Yeah, thank you. I worked on VFX, so non-character animations, all the like background stuff, weapons, and like all the sparkly, magically effects and all that kind of stuff, and destruction. That's the department that I'm in. I think I spent half the film just doing all the Hanmoon, all the Hanmoon stuff across the cities, and all that was like in many shots. That was most of my day. But yeah, we talked about this before, but we didn't really expect for the film to be so well received. So it is definitely a happy accident, some might say. But yeah, we hopefully there will be more that we get to work on in the future.
That's
Yeah,
all. It's such a rare. I mean, so rarely does something that feels like it was creator driven, that has a tight story with great characters, where it follows all the beats of a story that, you know, it should. So many things that come out now, it's like, all right, well, they just kind of just like introduce that power out of nowhere, whatever it is. Like it works as a complete story in a way that anymore. And not just that, but it elevates, you know, the music on its own is phenomenal, but then you have the animation and the characters and everything else and just the personality of the whole world. Yeah, it's perfect. There isn't anything about it that I would change, and I don't feel that way about most things. I would say the last time I felt that way was like Everything Everywhere All at Once, where I was like, cool, a creator driven story that works and has a satisfying emotional payoff. And yeah, it's so rare that that's a thing nowadays. Whereas like, it's funny, like I feel like back in the early 90s, like movies that we thought were terrible still followed those beats, and then we somewhere lost that. So even the worst movies from like the 90s or, you know, 80s still followed basic story structure and character structure. So if you go back to those, they're like better than most modern movies that people are like, this is what a revelation. And it's like, yeah, go watch Super Mario Brothers, the movie. It has setup and payoff in a way that other things don't.
It's true. Yeah, you can show up without it.
Yeah. But
I mean, this film, Maggie, who gave birth to the concept of the film, they said that it took 9 years to fully finish. So they spent a long time writing as well. Yeah, it's definitely a passion project for them.
It makes me feel like it took me 6 years to write a 72-page kids book, and it's like, here's this epic film, and I'm like, great, I got this cardboard, and it doesn't sing. But that's
no, but you did that all by yourself, and then just with one illustrator. You know, they're different sides of the spectrum of creativity, but equally hard. A lot of effort put in. You know.
Someday it'll sing.
Yeah, someday it'll sing to me.
Like those Christmas cards.
Yeah. But that's awesome. What a cool thing to get to be a part of too.
I know. I'm very grateful. Yeah.
So glad that people, it's so rare too that people can find things nowadays. It feels like there's so many great movies and ideas that can kind of disappear. So I'm glad that something that's worthy of rising to the top did. That's again rare.
Yeah, it's crazy because this is the 5th movie that Sony has done for Netflix.
Yeah.
Out of a 5-picture deal. Yet if I ask you, hey, what are the other 4 movies? Nobody knows.
That's literally what I was about to say. I'm like,
yeah, but I will suggest. Hang on. So I will give you. I'll give you the other 4.
Rough.
Yeah, it's rough, but it's like I'll give you the other 4. I do think they're really good because I'll go through the history of them a little bit. One is Mitchell's versus the Machines, and that was done after Spider-Verse. So that is the producers, same producers, Lord and Miller. Yeah, so that was theirs after the first Spider-Verse movie. Then there is Over the Moon, and Glenn Keane came out of retirement to work on that one.
Oh, so that's cool.
Yeah, so that's on Netflix. Then there is Jacob and the Sea Beast. That is another one.
Oh, cool.
That is super good. And then wait a second. What? Oh, and Vivo. Vivo is the other one, and Vivo that one came out around the same time as Encanto, and What's His Hamilton did the music for that one too.
What's his name? Manuel Miranda.
That's it. Yes. Yes. What's His Hamilton? So he's one that and he did the music for that. So again, there's a lot of great stuff out there. Like Jacob and the Sea Beast has some of the most. It is insane because it's about pirates. And so the way the backgrounds move on the boat, things shift and move with the waves. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's very cool character design too.
Very cool character design. So if anyone has not seen any of those movies, I know no one has time to do anything, but give them a shot. Give them a shot. But now I think they're going to have to renegotiate that deal with Netflix because that was a 5-picture deal. And that does not include the sequel to K-pop.
And yeah, they're going to be in pretty good negotiating position for the next one.
They're going to need it.
Yeah.
they are going to need it. So it's going to be really interesting to see how that goes over for the sequel. But yeah, no, I almost said something I shouldn't have. So with that said, I am going.
We gotta go.
we gotta go. So before we head off, because again, AJ, thank you for your time.
Yeah, of course.
And talking about this is awesome. Johnny Cog with the $10 super chat. In fangirl voice, like in the intro of K-pop Demon Hunters, we love Alice. I'm so inspired right now hearing about all the creativity on my screen. Dole, Brewer, Alice, AJ, you all rock. Thank you so much. He's a very talented artist as well. So
yeah, for sure.
Go check him out.
So many talented artists in the chat tonight. Like
I know,
dude, this is wild. I feel very out of place. I'm very good with Excel sheets and bookkeeping. If anyone loves that. But yeah, no, let's settle up here. If anyone wants to go check out what Alex does, that's the link below as well, the mondoshop.com. Alex, is there anything coming out this week that we should know about?
No, not that I can say.
No crop top gambits. That's all I care about. I just want a big crop top gambit.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on that over the garden wall squad figure announcements. I check in every day.
Yeah. just so you know, yeah. And Alex, because I feel like you did Savage Land Rogue for San Diego.
Yes.
Which is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Gambit, crop top gambit can't be.
We gotta.
You have to. Also, his head and a naked body with I mean, I guess that's not really true, but it's mostly just a man's torso.
Yeah. And then if you want to do some squads and do them in their basketball uniforms, that'd be great too.
That'd be so fun.
Ooh.
Yeah. So let's get that going. Alice, I got her link down below for webtoons.com as well. All Haven Academy. Are you back rolling on that yet? Is that restarted? Are you?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. Maybe, hopefully it won't take too much longer before it comes out, but there's always delays. True enough. And you're always like crazy busy. So that gives everyone else time to catch up and read all 50 issues that she wrote, that she did while working on K-pop Demon Hunters, mind you. Insane.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need to look this up. I'm not aware of any of this. So I'm excited to
got to an All Haven Spoops crossover.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know what that means, but I'm in. Send me links. I want to see this.
That's awesome. As for AJ, you can go buy the Power Rangers video game on any major platform. It's a multiplayer game. Get your friends together. You can all argue who gets to be Red Ranger. Super fun game, as well as X-Men 97 is on Disney Plus, as well as a lot of Lego Star Wars is on Disney Plus as well. So if you're subscribed to those, the links down below for the Spoops Instagram. So keep an eye out for pre-orders on there. And there's also a link down below to Amazon if you want to order the book, if you want your own physical copy. AJ, did I miss anything?
No, I think you're good. There's also some Spoops merch at Hot Topic now, which is really crazy. There's stickers and there are enamel pins on the way and some other stuff, as well as this was a whole thing. I mean, not to make
you even brought this to the end.
I left it for the end.
This is exciting.
It's very exciting. And the book is also at Hot Topic as well, which is really wild. There was through a series of very strange events, I somehow was able to become very good friends with one of the dudes who works there. And he was like, "Can we put Spoops in and I was like, yes. So there's stickers, pins. Oh God, what else is there? There's some keychains, I believe, showing up and some other things, but was the other one. I couldn't think of that, but those are on. You can go on the Hot Topic website, and some of those things will be there. Some of them are not released yet, but the book is there, and it's very. That's a dream come true for a spooky person to be like, I've got stuff in Hot Topic. So I'm very excited about that, but. Yeah, as another thing that not a straight path, not at all, where it was like this windy road to get to do that, and I feel very fortunate. But hopefully people like it and buy all the stuff so that I can keep making more Spoop stuff with them, because they're honestly a really great company, which is not something I say a lot. Like everyone I've met at Hot Topic, like if anyone gets a chance to work with them, they've been so kind and brilliant and nice and caring about like me as the artist, and they've been wonderful.
The next step is a Loungefly bag. That's
Oh my
the-
god, I'm in.
Yeah.
Love that.
If we know someone who's connected to Funko at all, yeah, let's make that happen.
We'll make something happen. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I'm ready.
Nice. Awesome. So thank you again, AJ, for being here with us. Thank you,
course. Thank you,
everyone in the
guys.
chat for hanging out with us as well. We will see you next week. Don't know what we're going to talk about, but at least Alex and I will be here for sure. So with that said, have a great night, and countdown to Halloween starts now.
Woo!
Good night.